Right.
I'll start again.
It's going.
Hello, everybody.
Start again.
Hello, everybody.
Why? I have to cut it. If you just start when I'm sitting down, it looks bad. Anyway, go on.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
My name is Darren.
And I'm Graham.
And we're about to talk about the Hunger Games Part 2, Catching Fire.
Is it Catching Fire?
Yeah, because I think it is. And therefore it is.
No, yeah, it's Catching Fire. Sorry, yeah.
The Desolation of Smaug.
Yeah.
Hunger Games Part 2, The Empire Strikes Back.
Part 2. Yeah. 33 and a third.
Kind of, is The Empire Strikes Back, really?
Essentially.
Because basically, Katniss, I'm doing the story. Katniss won the last Hunger Games by pretending to kill herself with the other guy, the boring guy.
And Peter won.
Yeah, boring old Peter.
Boring old Peter.
And I don't know, this started rebellions in the boring districts. Not boring.
Boring
Not
district.
boring, that was the wrong word.
Yeah,
I was still thinking about Peter. I got boring stuck in my head. So the capital's got to like show that she's, you know, not whatever symbol they think she is by sticking her back in the games and repeating the first film all over again.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what did you think?
No, repeating the first film.
It's basically the same.
Well, it kind of I think.
Yes, there's a twist at the end that makes it different, but for the bulk of it, it's the same.
Well, I think I see this as a gift. You get the gift; it's all nicely wrapped, and that's the first one. It's all bright colours and stuff like that. It's a nice big package.
It usually doesn't take me 2 hours to open a gift for 5 minutes of enjoyment.
Anyway.
In the gift, I enjoyed the whole film.
Okay.
In the metaphor of the gift.
So the second film is like you're opening the box and you're getting a little peek inside, and it's like, oh,
this looks like the gift I just opened.
The wrapping and stuff is all there, and then
but it's the same thing.
Sort of.
Yeah, the first hour is building up to going back in the games, and the second hour is in the games.
Yeah, but come on, Jesus, that's such a broad kind of description of what happens. Therefore,
but
most
it's still
films are going to be like that.
Is Trainspotting like that?
Yes.
Trainspotting is the first half going into the games, and the second half is the games.
Essentially.
What was the games? Screaming in the bed as a baby crawls along the ceiling. That was a fun game.
Effectively, yeah. It did feel like two halves of a film.
Trainspotting?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Not Hunger Games, but it felt like there was two big major
what are you talking
parts of the film, Trainspotting.
In what? I disagree. Back to Hunger Games. What do you like about Hunger Games Part 2?
Mostly just I don't know.
I like it. I think that I prefer it. I would prefer it to the first one if it wasn't so similar to the first one. I think.
What did you find so similar?
We've just had this conversation.
Is there anything else though? Not just the broad definition.
What you mean?
Of the story.
Is there anything else other than the 2 hours?
It's called the Hunger Games, and the point is, it's the
different.
70th. Which one is it? 75th.
Yeah.
It's the 75th.
Conveniently.
That's the point of the story.
It's a bit convenient.
Well, a little bit, but it's also the whole point of, this is what happens.
Yeah, but it's still the same. It's still the same. Whether it's intentionally still the same or not, it's still the same. We're still watching the same things happen.
No, because it's the 75th this time. And it's old... This is not a spoiler, is it? It's old victors that have won in the past and they're going back in.
Yeah.
So that kind of spices things up.
But it's still the same.
It's like the pros of the pros now.
It's still people
in but it's still the Hunger Games.
Yeah, well, Star Wars is still Star Wars, but every film's different.
There's still Star Wars in them.
Yeah, but it's not exactly the same. No, there was no destruction of the Death Star at the end of the second one.
There wasn't. This wasn't exactly the. Ooh,
it was pretty similar.
Literally, you're not making any logical sense.
Well, I am.
Let's move on to
what?
Don't know. Did you like the capital in this one?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought it looked much better in this film and blended a little bit better with.
What did you think of? I'll cut you off there.
Okay.
What's his name? Peter Pettigrew.
Peter Pettigrew. Peter.
No.
Because he was fucking boring.
Philip Seymour Hoffman. That's the name.
See, I think that he just sort of almost showed up. It's like someone he'd just been walking along the corridor and someone's gone, in you go, Philip.
He's not dressed like the rest of them or anything like that. He's got scruffy hair.
Yeah, he just kind of looks at people slightly smiling and talking.
Yeah.
There's a bit where he first shows up and he's at a party and he's dancing. And she says something about him not enjoying the party. And he says, this isn't my kind of party. And at the time, I didn't know what that meant. But apparently his kind of parties are alone in his bathroom where somebody ends up dead.
Yeah.
His parties have a lot more heroin in them and a lot less people.
Yeah.
But no, he's one of the greatest actors to have ever lived. He just wasn't too charismatic in this. Maybe the last 10 minutes he sort of, I don't know, showed, a bit of what's going on.
Bit of flair.
Yeah, I liked Jeffrey Wright. I thought he was good. And Amanda Plummer.
We haven't even mentioned Stanley Tucci.
Stanley Tucci's amazing. Stanley Tucci's the funniest non-comedian ever. Like, as people who aren't comedians, he's the funniest, I think.
All right.
Okay. It's not a fact. It's just what I think.
Right.
I haven't taught you
I never
anything.
heard that. No. Where did you read that?
Oh, I didn't realise that election had happened. Yeah, I like. Yeah. I think it was. I think.
Yeah.
Francis Lawrence directed it, and I think he just brought something to the table that Gary Ross, who did the first one, was slightly lacking.
Right.
Not to slag it off, because obviously he set the whole tone of what everything is.
Yeah. And obviously, yeah.
Everyone says about Lawrence the time thing.
Carried on.
Being genius as well. Why is it genius? It's interesting. It's not genius.
I wouldn't say it's genius.
No, I've heard a few people say it was genius.
People who haven't read the books.
No, people that have read the books.
Oh.
Maybe there's something more in the book that they just project onto the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked
the film was pretty standard as far as an arena goes, you know, and with a twist.
I liked the old lady, the silent old lady.
Max.
That sort of looked a bit like Grandma Death from Donnie Darko.
Yeah, but smilier.
Yeah, or Peter Stringfellow. Well,
not an old lady.
Peter Stringfellow.
Yeah.
No, but I don't think he's,
it's not far away.
No, he's closer to that than a young man.
What he tells everyone he is.
Yeah. What else is there to say about Hunger Games Part 2?
Don't know really.
The performance by Katniss, or Jennifer Lawrence as she's actually known, was still just
as
good.
Just as good, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen her give a bad performance in anything ever.
Have you seen Silver Lining Playbook?
No, I keep meaning to.
She's quite good in that. She is good in that, but she's like she has like random outbursts of kind of like energy where she's like really angry, and she's got like mental health problems.
Well, sure it's not the character that's.
Well, yeah, exactly. But it just kind of it's a bit jarring if you like.
But is it not the character that's jarring as opposed to
yeah. So that means it's a good performance.
Okay, I thought her performance in American Hustle was good, but didn't feel like it was part of the rest of the film. Yeah, it was almost like there was a film going on, and then she'd do like here's
they
some.
just invited her in.
Yeah, here's some
fun
sketches from this character. Yeah.
But that's not that's not a
criticism
because
of her. Yeah, it is a bit.
It's got to be the director, right?
Yeah, I suppose she's not in the scenes to know, is she?
Yeah, we know she can do well. We know she can do good.
Well, she does well in those scenes.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is what I'm saying. It's not her fault because she does well for what she does.
Yeah,
and she always does.
Yeah. As far as I know.
Yeah, she has a bit of a weird run.
Yeah, she has a gammy run, but that just sort of makes it endears me towards it. Yeah, that's it.
It's quite sweet, really.
Yeah,
she's trying hard, isn't she? She's just a normal person, isn't she? That's the whole point of the Hunger Games.
In the film or in real life?
Both.
Yeah.
Because I imagine that's how she runs in real life.
I like the sort of, what's the thing?
I don't know for sure, but...
I like that it's a whole kind of satire on the media and stuff like where... her and Peter are like faking the scenes where they're walking out of the two houses at the beginning opposite with those cameras, and it's like a massive audience.
Yeah.
And they're having to pretend like, they're delivering sort of speeches almost, but they're just on their own.
Yeah.
I like that bit as well, where they were doing the speeches at the beginning, and the guy that looked suspiciously like Morgan Freeman did the thing and then got shot in the head. I liked how like dark that got. Like, for a kids film, they did just shoot an old man in the head for no reason.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing I want from children's films.
Do you like the whole satire and stuff of government kind of... It's not really satire, it's just kind of a reflection of the whole controlling power of...
Yeah, I don't get how... If part of the country is trying to rebel, how is every so many years sticking their kid into a game going to stop that? Surely that would make them rebel even more. I don't get that. And he keeps going like, we're giving them hope.
It's a message
hope of what?
Well, it's a message of control, I think, the hope.
Well, just don't go. There you go.
Yeah,
have a rebellion.
Because you'll get shot in the head.
Well, you're going to get shot if you rebel anyway, so just rebel.
But, okay, I think it was noted in, not to, go ahead sort of thing, but in the recent one, part 1 of Mockingjay.
Yeah, I don't know.
She says, I think she says, there's been attempts in the past, but nothing's really caught fire as this kind of attempt has. So they need to run with it, I think, is what was said.
Well, the other thing I was thinking is, in the first one, what's the face Jennifer Lawrence, what's the word, votes to do it, whatever the word is.
Yeah,
nominates herself, volunteers, yeah. If the vote doesn't matter if somebody else volunteers, why doesn't every city or district have one guy that they're just proper training?
Or some depressed guy that is
just somebody riddled with cancer.
Yeah.
An old person. It can be old people.
Anyone can do it. Yeah. If they can have kids.
So why aren't 99-year-old women just going, oh, I'll do it. It don't matter to me.
Yeah.
No, send the child.
Yeah, that's
true.
But
I mean, and you always get one nutter in a village that'll do it.
Yeah.
I mean, people join the army. What's the difference?
Yeah,
I'm doing it for the glory of my district. Fine, same difference. Off your poppy.
Yeah, go on.
Everyone's down the mines or whatever. He's just dragging logs and stuff, preparing for his ultimate death.
That is a good point, though. Like,
thank you.
You know, if there's like a rapist or a paedophile or something,
well, no, they have to nominate themselves.
No, well,
what you saying? The paedophile into the Hunger Games, like a bunch of like 16-year-old kids and just like Jimmy Savile running around boning everyone in their sleep.
I never considered
Katniss like tied herself to the top of the tree. He's just standing at the bottom watching her, waiting for her to come down with his cigar.
Jesus Christ!
Every so often you hear like the rattle of his bling, his grandpa bling.
Yeah, that's how you know he's around.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's Hunger Games Part 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think.
And ways to improve it.
Yeah, introduce a CG Jimmy Savile.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
There you go.
Enjoy the film if you've not seen it.
Mm.
And I hope you've enjoyed it if you did.
It's a film that is worthy of enjoyment. Anyway, bye-bye.
I know.
Right, that'll do. Next.